Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Write incomplete sentences. Welcome to the second episode of English with Alice. I'm Bert, one of your hosts, and every Friday we'll be taking one piece of grammar and breaking it down and simplifying it for you to take home, digest, and be better at English in.
But I won't let the stormy seas throw me in open water. Let me have my peace.
Write incomplete sentences. Sentences need one subject, one verb, and usually one object. Grasp this and everything else will start to fall into place. To repeat, a sentence is nothing more than a subject, a verb, and properly an object. Let's break this baby down. The subject is a noun, a person, a place, or a thing. It is what does something. House, subway, the Bronx, and DJ are all nouns. You can usually put the in front of a noun. The verb is the action word. Go, stay, eat, drink, or kiss. In a sentence, the verb is what the subject does. The object is also a noun, a person, a place, or a thing. The object, also known as a direct object, is what something is done to. Take this sentence. The DJ spins the records. Try to identify the three parts of speech. The subject is the DJ, he or she on the wheels of steel. The verb is spins, what the DJ is doing. The object, what something is being done to, is records. If you have a subject, a verb, and an object, you have a complete sentence. End that with a period and you are done. Congratulations, that's half the battle. If the sentence were the DJ is spinning the records, then the verb would be is spinning. A verb can be two words, no worries. Take this gem of a sentence. She slapped her two-timing man. It's a perfectly fine sentence. Let's break it down backwards. What's the object? Ask yourself, who got slapped? The man. The verb, what happened, is slapped. She is the subject, the one who did the slapping. By the way, not that you asked, but I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they are called pronouns. In writing, try to keep the pronouns to a minimum because they're vague. August Vollmer, Robert Peel, and Bill Bratton walked into a bar. He told a joke. Who told a joke? Which one? Or, there is a mess in the precinct. It is nasty. Is the precinct nasty or is the mess nasty? We can't be certain. Use the specific noun whenever possible. Once you have a subject, verb, and object, end the sentence with a period. You could go on, but why? Keep things short and simple. Some verbs do not need an object to make a complete sentence. The subway screeches, the man talks, alien rises. These are all perfectly fine sentences. Verbs that need objects are called transitive. Verbs that don't need objects are called intransitive. Dictionaries will tell you if a verb is one or the other, or can be either. This might be a good time to mention that sometimes sentences don't need subjects. If you order somebody to do something, it's called an imperative. Go to the store. Get off that baby. Put out that fire. Get lost. None of these actually have an explicit subject, but you is there in spirit. If you do not have a complete sentence, you have a phrase or clause. A phrase can be a lot of things, but it's less than a sentence. Watch me turn the previous phrase into two. A phrase can be a lot of things, period. It's less than a sentence, period. Instead of comma but, I used a period and started a new sentence. Both are grammatically correct. As a general rule, shorter sentences are better. If you insist on combining two complete sentences in one, do so by placing a comma before an and or but. And also sometimes you can put a comma before or because. Listen to the following sentence. If you have a sentence like this, comma, then you need to separate the two parts of the sentence with a comma, period. That preceding part could be a complete sentence. In the context here, it's called an independent clause because it can stand alone. The if in the sentence above, well, the if could also be another word like while, as, because, although, or when, makes the first part of the sentence a phrase called a dependent clause. It is dependent on something else to make it complete. You can also put phrases in sentences to modify things. to make things more complicated, or even to add maudlin poetic beauty to your writing. But a phrase such as maudlin poetic beauty doesn't stand alone as a sentence. You would need to say maudlin poetic beauty is probably not what you're going for. Take the phrase, wherever she goes. It can stand alone. It doesn't make sense standing alone. It lacks a subject. It's begging for completion. Of course, you could use wherever she goes to answer a question like, where do you follow her? Then the subject, verb, and object, I follow her, are all implied in your answer. You could also say she goes wherever, and this would be a complete sentence because wherever just got changed into the object, and the meaning changed too, but let's stick with the original. Wherever she goes, she leaves the men talking. Now, there's a sentence. The core sentence, the subject, verb, and object. She leaves men. Everything else, even if essential to the meaning, is just icing on the tasty cake of basic grammar. A phrase may be essential to the meaning of a sentence, but it's not vital to the core grammar of a sentence. Here's a quick summary quiz. There are 3 words in the following sentence. She eats food. Identify the subject, verb, and object. Thank you for listening today. I hope you found some value in what we spoke about today. And please do leave a review, share, and follow us on Instagram at alice.education. Until next time, goodbye.
But I won't let the stormy seas throw me in open water. Let me have my peace.